basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Every trade deadline or summer, Jonathan Kuminga name is mentioned as a potential trade for a high-level player. Kuminga is injured, and Warriors owner Joe Lacob has said he wants to keep the player and develop him into a star. But Kuminga has shown signs of dissatisfaction with Steve Kerr and will be a free agent in the summer and could leave the Warriors. Rumors have it that Kuminga will be traded to another team, even though Warriors owner wants to keep him in San Francisco. After the Golden State Warriors traded for Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga could be the odd man out. Last Wednesday, the Golden State Warriors made a much-anticipated blockbuster trade, adding Jimmy Butler to the fold. In his 2 games with the Warriors, he has been stellar, averaging 22.5 points as the Dubs cruised to easy wins over the Chicago Bulls and Milwaukee Bucks. As a physical, defensive-minded wing, the Warriors were eager to ink him to a 2-year extension, keeping him in Golden State through the 2026-27 season. There has long been speculation about whether or not the Warriors see Jonathan Kuminga as a long-term fit, and this trade seems to signal that they don't, but not all is as it seems. Making the case for building with Kuminga. Kuminga has sat out since January 4 with an ankle sprain, but in 32 games so far this season, he has averaged a solid 16.8 points, 5 rebounds, and 2.2 assists while shooting 45.9% from the floor and serving as one of the Dubs' better defenders. While Kuminga is a solid player, there is no doubt that Butler is better on both ends of the ball. There is a growing belief that the Warriors would have to pick between the 2 forwards, but with Butler signed to an extension and Kuminga ready to enter restricted free agency, it seems like the choice has been made. There's the positive way to look at it and the negative way to look at it, said The Athletic's Anthony Slater on FanDuel's Run It Back. The positive way is there's a belief that this could be a perfect prototype for Kuminga to look at. I went into the locker room in Chicago the other day and he was immediately calling me over like, I love this guy, I love to watch how he plays because it's like power driving, it's the stuff Kuminga needs to maximize, look at Jimmy Butler and be that type of player. I think in a way, Jimmy mentoring him could be a good thing. If Kuminga and Butler can get along, and it seems like they already do, then the Warriors are in an excellent spot. Having 2 heady defenders as oversized wings is always better than just having one, although the Warriors might struggle to retain Kuminga even if they want to. The Warriors are capped financially. With Andrew Wiggins, who the Warriors traded, slated to make $28.2 million next season and Butler on the books for well over $50 million next year, the Warriors will struggle to stay under the second apron if they choose to retain Kuminga. The Warriors can match any offer sheet Kuminga signs, although they can't afford to overpay for the young wing. It's a lot more crowded on the books, Slater continued. I talked to Joe Lacob, and he said they're committed to paying Kuminga long-term. They're clearly going to be a big tax team next season. We will find out the rest of the season if it is the right type of on-court fit and if they can win with this core. If the Warriors rise up the standings and Butler shows that he can win next to Curry, expect the Dubs to keep as much talent as possible, which bodes well for Kuminga's career in Golden State. Steve Kerr announces new player to remain in Warriors starting lineup. If there's one thing Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr is known for, it's readjusting his starting lineup numerous times. Now that the team is 3-1 in the Jimmy Butler, Kerr announced that a new player will be re-entering the starting lineup moving forward. On Thursday night against the Houston Rockets, Kerr played a starting lineup consisting of Steph Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Jimmy Butler, Moses Moody, and Draymond Green. While Kerr likes to tinker with the starting center position, he announced that Brandon Podziemski would remain a starter moving forward. Kerr made the announcement after the Warriors defeated the Rockets on Thursday night. We felt like it was the right time to do it. I think Brandon has played so well the last couple of weeks that I think he needs to be in that starting group now, Kerr said. Kerr went on to add that Podziemski's ball handling complements Steph Curry. Through the last 11 games, Podziemski was averaging 13.6 points, 5.1 rebounds, 4.3 assists, and 1.3 steals. He makes a lot of plays out of nothing with his brain and his skill, Kerr said. Kerr anticipates Brandon Podziemski remaining in the starting lineup. Likes how his ball handling complements Stephen Curry. He makes a lot of plays out of nothing with his brain and his skill. Had averaged 13.6 points, 5.1 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 1.3 steals in previous 11 games. The decision to put Podziemski is consistent with Kerr's plans at the start of the season. When the season began, the Warriors were very confident in Podziemski's ability to be a ball handler for Steph Curry, and it looks like they're executing it again. Grading Jimmy Butler's first 3 games with the Warriors. It's only been a few games, but Butler has been everything the Warriors hoped he would be. By Luke Norris, 6:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. While some were skeptical of the Golden State Warriors' decision to trade for Jimmy Butler, the move has undoubtedly paid dividends thus far. In his first 3 outings in a Golden State uniform, the 6-time All-Star has helped the Warriors go 2-1 while averaging 22.0 points, 6.7 rebounds, 5.7 assists, and 1.7 steals in 31.7 minutes per game. By comparison, Butler was averaging 17.0 points, 5.2 rebounds, 4.8 assists, and 1.1 steals in 30.6 minutes per game with the Miami Heat, so his numbers are up across the board. And those who've watched these 3 games can clearly see that he's playing with an energy that we haven't seen in quite some time. Let's have a quick look at Butler's first 3 games with the Warriors to figure out just how he's been able to make such a significant difference. Jimmy Butler set a Warriors record in his debut versus the Bulls. Butler made his Warriors debut last Saturday night against the Chicago Bulls, with whom he spent the first 6 seasons of his career after they made him the 30th overall pick in the 2011 NBA Draft. Appearing in his first game since January 2, the 14th-year veteran wasted no time getting himself on the stat sheet, recording an assist, a bucket, on an alley-oop dunk, by the way, and a rebound in the opening minute. The game was close in the first quarter, but the Bulls took control in the second as Golden State struggled to shoot the basketball. After leading by 14 at the half, Chicago upped its lead to 24 just a few minutes into the third, only to watch the Warriors mount a magnificent comeback. While Steph Curry was the catalyst, scoring 24 points in the third quarter alone en route to a 34-point night, Butler played a part in the comeback as well, coming on late in that frame and then truly making his presence known in the fourth, as Golden State cruised to a 132-111 victory. Butler ultimately ended his night with 25 points, shooting 7-4-12 from the floor and 11-4-13 from the foul line.